Hello, fishing type individuals, specifically the panfish variety. I am going to do I never do a really short video, but I am going to be doing a video to show the difference between my yellow bass pack and my other panfish pack, which encompasses crappie, bluegill, mormouth, the other varieties. I'm trying to lessen my fishing time so I can be in the gym more, part of my life journey. I recently finally admitted to myself and publicly that I am an alcoholic and I need to take steps to change that. So, it is what it is. So here I'm sitting. I did a video on that, actual video, and I'm going to go through my packs. I'm also not going to be driving to the lakes with my car because it's having some type of issue. Every time I take it in, they say it's fine, it's all in the green, but there's something going on with it. And I just don't want to put the miles on it out of town and end up somewhere and be fucking broke down. So I'm trying to just pamper my car. So if I get on a boat with somebody, I'm going to have to be picked up. I'm not going to have a choice in that. It's just acting wonky, and I'm trying not to drive it as much as I could. So here we go. So as far as yellow bass are concerned, I have, this is an old ass pack. I really need to get rid of it, and I need to update and elevate my game with packs, make them smaller ones that fit the same amount of stuff. I've seen a couple of them at Copper State where I frequent, and those tiny little Japanese box for like $30, and I'm like, dude, I just got a box for $5 in Walmart that fits the same. So I do quality-wise need to kind of up my game. I am kind of ghetto with it. These are from Matthew Pickle Simmer with AZ Leadworks. These are 1/32 hammerheads, they're not axe heads, hammerheads. I think it's a number 4 typical round hook. I don't like round hooks, but I use them. I prefer sickle hooks. If I get hand pours from Matthew or my friend Raymond Ramirez of Colorado. Man, my brain's not working. Rocky Mountain Custom Jigs. So he's in Colorado. Rocky Mountain Custom Jigs. His name is Raymond Ramirez. Phenomenal dude. See, this is part of why I need to stop being an alcoholic. Jesus Christ. So those 32s, 32 ounce, got 1/16 from the 6 cents, which, I mean, they look kind of anyway. They work, but that's for that real slow fall. I have those same 1/32 ball heads that I get from Matthew, flattened out with eyes. So they have the overall profile of the original lead, but they don't take up more space with the eyes. These are sickle style. I like them more. I can't give you a real reason why. I personally think that they hook up more fish for me. I like the way they kind of come out of the bait a little more. I've got Raymond Ramirez spin heads. These are 1/16, I believe. I have to use a fairly flat profile bait on this, or the blade won't spin. It'll not, the bump bellies it'll kind of knock against. And then those ones that I put the eyes on, this is how they start out before I flatten them out. So these are 1/32, the sickle style. And then if I'm doing light bait, of course, I got my little finesse bass hooks that from Owner. I've got those and a couple split shots. I have the Bumblebee color classic curly tails from Kalen's, and then I got the black, the red, and the chartreuse tail from Raymond. I have his version, which is the shad body tail, and I take my own eye heads, and these are 1/16 that I have the same eyes on. So I got white bodies. I've got the purple and more silver gray for more of that baitfish look. I've got some of his regular flat tails. This color I really like. It actually shows up really good in the water. It looks kind of translucent here, but it's pretty dark when it's in the water. Really good color. I've got some of his axe heads. I've got some of my heads. Some of his painted axe heads for his other curly tails, and that fire tiger. Fire tiger is one of those colors that will pull a yellow or a white bass in. The other one that pulls a lot of them in is these white ones. They, for some reason, the white pulls a lot of fish in, really. I think because it mimics a lot of different bait fish. But white bass and yellow bass, they kind of like the casting spoons, like the Cast Masters and the little daredevils, rooster tails, flashy stuff, which is why I use louder colors, because they respond to it. Now, from Mr. Nevison with Badass Baits, I have pink chartreuse. They're basically his version of crappie magnets, but they're a little bit longer. I've got the hot pink with the light pink bottom, and then the more sparkly white and blue flake, silvery kind of baitfish color. I never remember the brand of these. I got these on eBay, and they work pretty good. It's not Mr. Crappie, it's one of the other ones. And then again from Nevison with Badass Baits, he ran me a really kick-ass deal I could not refuse. It was a total of like $700 total between the three types of baits of these little like 1 1/4 bang tails, which were really good on. I have 1/84 heads with size 8, size 10 sickles. Works great on those. More the traditional slab tail, the stinger tail, and then his more straight minnow profile. This color in murky water works really good, which is why. Oh, hello, wind. Which is why I have them. I try to stay in regular baitfish colors as much as I can, but I know that there's times, especially with yellows, that they want what they want. And I'm a big fan of curly tails for yellow bass and white bass because they just get pissed off. The ponds that I get them in, they're not really active right now. I got one, couple of them a couple days ago, but they tend to sit like right on the bottom almost, and you'll just slow roll, they'll snap out at it. Think of it is in the lakes, they tend to move after slow and fast baits. So it's kind of a mystery to me, but it is what it is. They do it, I do it, I end up catching. I've been meaning to get a kayak and get on Saguaro, but again, my car's giving me issues, so I need to get longevity out of it. I got it well over halfway paid off, and I don't want to just get rid of it. I've got every fucking make and manufacturer coming after me to try to get a new car, and yeah, no. It's just more money I don't need to fucking spend. And I've had a significant amount of time and money maintaining. I've had tons of warranty work done on this thing. I hate the car, but I have it well over halfway paid off. And in today's market, the cars are just stupid fucking expensive, and I really just don't want to get a new one at this moment. So here's the pack I'm using. This is a outdoor products I got at Big 5. So it's got a single side zip front, it's got a single side zip secondary pocket, and then it's got a main pocket with a double side. There was a small handle on the top. I cut it off. That was a bad mistake. I just didn't want it in the way. It had the cup holders. The cups were chintzy and stupid. So they got these little kind of like lanyard attachments. I keep my, when I want to customize soft plastics, I've got the CRKT Executive Izatsu. Great little blade for just, well, in a pinch defense, of course, but it's also really good for modifying baits. I always keep this brush pile in the other pocket. this stuff I've gone through 2 bottles in 6 months. It works so well. It's ridiculous how good this stuff works. In that front pocket, that first one, I have the brush pile. I have a fill. I hate fill with a passion, but it was one with a metal collar, and I have not ordered more of the kind that I use. And I have a couple of, because I do night fishing, a couple of AAAs for my helmet, my light. And then second, I have the fire. I've got the Green Gizzard Clobber Minnow. I've got the Wakasaki, and I have 2 packs of their version of the Fire Tiger Pro Chicken, Electric Chicken, Fire Tiger, same shit. Well, almost the same. I have Threadfin Shan 1.5 micro fiction. Works great on micro heads when they just don't want to bite anything. I've got another pack of curlies and those purple gray from Raymond Ramirez. And then my newest local guy that's just making some badass shit. He came from out of state. He came here. He started. A lot of people from here were buying his stuff, and there's a reason. So I get his 2-inch minnow. I went out to the recent get together at his warehouse. I've got this. I think it's called Graylin, which is a really cool color. I got the hickory shad and the thread fin. And then in the shad fry, I've got the gizzard. The shad fry they're Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Don't hesitate to throw these, man. Another kind of flashy. In fact, yeah, it's called flashy. And hickory. These ones I've run out of the most. And then again from Raymond, I've got the Crushers, his 2-inch version of a bangtail. I got the monkey milk, which is, legendary. I've got another flake purple with the gray, another good one. So then I'm gonna get more from this guy, Easy Limits Custom Jigs. He's on Facebook and eBay. I got a pretty kick-ass little super bright. I call the super bright colors when I'm going for crappie or anything and nothing else is working. I call them the finger in the butt colors, the surprise finger in the butt, because you're not expecting it, and then when you do get it, you're like, wait a minute. Well, with fish, that's those colors. But we don't really have very muddy waters like the deep southern states do. We have more just kind of tinted and dingy in some areas, but it's usually pretty clear. But those, springtime, those colors still work pretty good. I hate the stuff, but I've had it for a while. I still got plenty. I just use it for leader. So on my finesse bass rod, on my braid crappie rod, which is a 9-foot parabolic, this is my leader for now because I ran out of my Daiwa J fluoro. I like J fluoro a lot. I switched to 6-pound reaction tackle braid high vis because it just is less expensive than Daiwa's J braid, and it's good stuff. It casts great. And other recent additions, I spent entirely too much at Copper State the last time I went, by the way. I really like 6 Sense products if I'm buying mass-produced. It's all made here in the USA. I got Frequency 2.0s in the Chartreuse Minnow and the Paranormal. Really, really good baits. I've gotten crushed on those, absolutely crushed. Then Rapala started coming out with Solid Plastics Crushed Cities. And I've got the Mooch Minnow, which is a 2.5 in the chartreuse pearl, which is a kick-ass color, by the way, and a ghost morning dawn. So more of that same purple, that gray white, like that frequency minnow was. And I've been putting in some work with these, but like I said, I'm going to be fishing less, and I'm only going to really be getting out if I'm going out with somebody. I can't afford to have my car just break down in the middle of fucking nowhere. So in my pack for panfish for these, I've got more of those 1/32 for the smaller bodies. I have those for the slip overs, the rubber stops. I'm trying to get down to this. I have the size 10 sickle 1/84 heads in that same spot. I've got micro swivels. When I do a slip bobber, I do not do it without a swivel, and I use micros. (1/16) flat-headed version. I've got a couple drop shot weights. I've got the beads to use for that stupid ass still. I've got one of those Crush Cities mooch minnows with one of my heads. I don't really care if it looks perfect, because honestly, shad do not look perfect in the water. Here's one of those frequencies on one of 6 Senses minnow heads that they use for the clobber minnow. That's 1/8. One of my 1/32 with the other type of mooch minnow. Slow fall, can drag it dead slow in the water. That tail just, that little bit of wiggle. And then I've got a 1/32 regular head with that morning dawn style color. I have one of the black chartreuse 1/8 heads with a clobber with the pro chicken. And then I got a couple of different versions of the clobbers and the heads as well. Hey, get back there. Now, I really don't like their heads. I just don't like the way they look. But on the lake, I can't argue with them. When I'm on the ponds, I'll do this kind of stuff all day long. But when I'm on the lake, those heads, they work. I can't argue with their success rate, man. They get fucking slaughtered. I mean, they legit get fucking slaughtered. And, I've always kind of liked their pro chicken, and their chartreuse color's pretty good with the 6 Sense of the clobber minnows. I don't use the clobber curlies because I've already got curly tails. I could probably get them. 1/32 with one of the Get Out and Fish bodies. One of the other colors. And the last. I tried to keep a couple of them made and in the pack so that I can just tie them on and go if I lose one. There's that Tennessee. And I've got one tied on my other rod right now. That's a 1/16, and there's that one too. Now, the one thing that I haven't been doing with these, and I need to get more super glue, is to just put a little bit of super glue on the shaft and put it on so that the bait stays on pretty good. And then, of course, I've got, my whole complement of the minnow heads from 6 Sense. I've got a whole bunch of the lighter, the white chartreuse and the black and chartreuse. So it's a pretty basic, pretty honest pack. I mean, I can go on any of the Arizona Salt River chain, or Bartlett, Apache, Canyon, any of those with this pack going for yellows or whites and crappie, and I could probably do pretty good. But the fact of the matter is, with me especially, is that if I have the option to cast net and get bait, I'm going to take that every time. They just, light bait, there's no replacement for it. Now, are there times where light bait does not work? Oh, yeah. But the vast majority of the time, that's not the case. Vast majority of the time, light bait is the way to go. And because our lakes, the majority of them are shad mainly, whether I'm going for yellows, whites, crappie, all of the above, sunfish, you name it. I mean, Bartlett's shoreline, if you can walk the shoreline all day with a hydration pack and one of these, I mean, all I gotta do is have my knife in one side and have my spray sauce in the other. Oh man, you can make a killing, especially during the dead of summer. A nice hat with a neck cover and a long sleeve. This is UV sleeve. Oh, you can make a killing from a shoreline. It's just, you got to travel there, number one. So there's the gas and all that involved, and you're alone. So if something happens in the rocks, let me tell you something. So let me get back into this for a second, because this is a jackassery and a half, because I'm too fucking old for this shit. 3 weekends ago now, 3 weekends ago and the Tuesday after that weekend, I rolled and fell out of bed when I woke up in the morning. Now, long story short, my alarm is far away from my bed, so I have to get out of bed to go turn it off. So that I get up out of bed, because I will snooze the shit out of my phone, and my alarm is from my phone. And I usually turn my legs to the side, get out of bed, go over, get the thing, turn it off, and I'm good. Because my phone is over by the alarm clock. I didn't do that. I rolled. And I hit everything on the way down. I had my elbow here, I had my elbow there, had my shoulder, had my fucking ass, had my hip, had my fucking kidney area on one side. Good Christ, it fucking hurt. So I bruised up pretty good too. And mobility was an issue. It was. And then I decided, went with my friend Jim, which was great. Got to spend time with the man. And, he had a couple naps in there, so I walked the shoreline while I forged like a Viking into the rocks, knowing I probably shouldn't have crawled over the rocks, and lo and behold, I fell in the rocks fucking twice. So I tweaked my ankle, I tweaked my fucking knees, I tweaked my elbows again, tweaked my fucking shoulders, threw my hip out of whack. And I went to the chiro, and I told him that, and they adjusted me, but I'm still not right. And for some reason, even though I'm exercising more and I'm a lot lighter than I was, my right big toe joint at the foot throbs every time I step on it. I have no fucking clue why. It doesn't show any signs of anything. I didn't show cancer in my blood fucking tests. In fact, my blood test, besides cholesterol, was great. So I have no idea what the fuck is going on with it. And I really don't want to have to start soaking in Epsom salt baths every fucking night again. So this is why I have made the choice, fishing-wise, that I'm probably not going to get out as much unless I'm on a friend's boat and I'm getting picked up. Even if that means contributing gas, I don't care. I will contribute what I need to get on a boat. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass adult. If I can't pay contribution, especially if it's asked for, I shouldn't be on the water. I shouldn't be spending money on baits, because if I can't afford to pay for gas, and I damn sure can't afford to pay for baits, and I'm probably having an issue paying my bills. And it's one thing that my dad beat into me a couple times and kind of instilled through life lessons is to have my shit paid for. So he even this jackass even told me one day when I was 16 years old, son, if you got to whore yourself out to make that extra $20 to fill your tank. I knew he was joking, but that was my old man. Good Christ, I miss the bastard. Interesting side note, and I know I'm kind of rambling here, but older guys will get this. My dad told me at different stages of my existence until the day he died, almost, the stages and what my body would go through. And when I was a teenager, I could smoke 15 joints in a week and be coherent and all the other stuff. And, he said, when you hit about 25, you're going to notice this. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to live forever. Well, then I started noticing those things. And it was like right around when I was having kids and I was married the first time. And he's like, well, when you hit like 30, 35, you're going to start noticing this. But yeah, whatever. Lo and behold, I fucking started seeing and feeling it. It's like, when you reach 40 and 43, 45, you're going to notice this. And I'm like, yeah, bullshit, Dad. That stuff doesn't happen. Oh, it fucking happened. And he told me what would happen when I hit my 50s. And I'll be damned, he wasn't fucking right again. Jesus Christ, man. I hate it when people are right. And that's one of the reasons I'm trying to work on myself and be healthier. Because you don't get a second life. They may have cloned a fucking sheep 20 years ago, but they sure haven't made us any bodies and had a fucking clone mart yet. Not that I have seen. Hell, I would definitely pay 20 grand for a new fucking body to put my brain stem in that. Fucking A, I would, man. I'm tired of this fucking body. I'm telling you right now. I've never been fucking pretty. I've been strong. I've never been cute. I don't know how I've had the success with women I have, except for maybe being somewhat arrogant. But even that's gone. 2 divorces cured me of any pride or arrogance. Good Christ, man. And, I loved them both very much. But, I've always, through all of my things in life, had fishing. I always have. My dad, despite all the animalistic things that and narcissisticness that he had going on that I didn't really understand until later, he made sure to get me out. He made sure to invest in a bone basic bass boat and get my ass out, stoned or not, unpleasant, on Roosevelt, going for a white bass, going for crappie, going for both, going for bass. He instilled the core principles that I still have to this day. And, I may not be the highest level of morale in the world, but I certainly am not a bad person. But I'm feeling the age thing, man. I'm feeling it so bad. That's why I don't carry a big ass backpack of fucking baits. That's why I don't carry 4 to 6 fucking rods like some of these people that go out. Fuck that, man. I have not got time for that. Well, I don't want to retie on. It takes a fucking minute. You're not losing enough out of your day to justify taking 4 to 6 fucking rods. I'm sorry, I think it's fucking stupid. I used to do it. And even then I thought it was fucking stupid because I was fucking doing it and it was doing nothing for me. I could have just used the same fucking rod and done everything. So even when I'm crappie fishing, I don't take more than 2 fucking rods. If I'm on Bartlett on the boat, I will take my finesse bass rod because it's the same braid and leader as my finesse crappie rod, but my super ultralight's only 2-pound mono high vis, so I don't have to take more than 3 max on a boat. If I'm going by myself, I do not take more than 1 fucking rod. I take exactly what I need right here. It's on my body. I don't have to lug a fucking luggage case. I don't have to have a PVC tube rig for all my fucking rods. I take minimal so I can walk and fucking fish. I don't get the mentality, man. I tried having that mentality. I couldn't do it. I finally said, fuck this, man. But anyway, yeah, that's my pack. It's pretty basic. I've got Matthew Pickle Simmer soft plastics in my other stored bag that I take out when the water's really clear. So if I get on a boat, I'll take that pack with me too. It's just in a Ziploc. I can't complain about some of the fish I've caught in the past 10 years. I've caught fish well past that, but I've gotten some pretty notable catches, especially off the Dobson ponds where I grew up. But they are not managing those ponds for shit right now, man. And I'm getting real ready to make a statement their way. I've made it on Facebook Messenger directly to the association. They say email this person, and they're stupid and hard to talk to. They lost a lot of money apparently to somebody embezzling money, funneling funds, so now they're essentially broke. They don't want to do shit for the ponds, man. They throw that stupid blue fucking dye and put a couple fountains in it and they think it's circulation and it's good. They haven't restocked any fish that they said they were. But apparently now on one of the ponds, they're finally going to get to repairing the dock, even though it's almost falling in the water, and there are friggin' pontoons tied to it that the people that own them can't even access. They're so stupid, and it used to be such good fishing on those ponds, and they're essentially dead. It really just mystifies me and pisses me off so bad, man. Yeah, because I have fished from 78 to 80, and I moved out of country with my parents because my dad worked with Motorola, and he got moved. Came back to U.S., stayed in Chicago for a while. That was fucking bullshit. Chicago sucks. Came back here in 87. So with the exception of traveling out of state a couple times, I have been in this state living since 1987. I am, by all accounts, as Arizonan as it gets. I might as well have been born here, but I was not. I was born in Texas, actually. But I love the state. I don't like the fact that it gets to 120 fucking degrees in the shade, but I love the state. Oh, I used to love it back in my early days because I could go out without a gallon of water and I wouldn't dehydrate. You know, my body acts a lot differently now. I mean, Exhibit A, trying to keep my stomach in line right here. This and coconut water are my best friend without pulp. Fuck that little pulpy bullshit, man. I hate it. Well, why anybody wants to chew on that shit? I got half rotten teeth I still got to fix. That's another thing. Journey of my teeth, you know. I want to be able to be around a woman again and be able to be enticing enough to hold a conversation and have some companionship and not have half rotten teeth. I have not taken care of my teeth. I've done it to myself. I know I have. And that's another reason I fish, because I stay away from the humans so I don't have to encounter them. Because I don't know if you've noticed lately, fellow fishermen, but most humans are shit, man. We are a shit fucking species. We're horrible, man. We're the only species that, without the need for instinct, will turn on each other and do whatever it takes to get ahead of each other. Lie, cheat, steal. I mean, it's fucking sad, man. It really truly pisses me off is what it does. I wish it was different, but it's not. And I'm trying to be a lot better person myself because I'm a veteran. I am a veteran of back alley brawls and bar fights. You know, I wanted to get into the military when I was in my late teens. They wouldn't let me unless I signed a waiver because they had a heart operation. I told them all to fuck off and die. I wasn't going to do that. In case I died, I'd have my family fucking sue them. I was going to sign a waiver. Fuck that. Should have fucking just done it. I really should have. I would have had all my fucking health care and shit covered. And I could have gone over and kicked some ass for this country. And I don't care where you're from. I don't care what race, creed, religion you are. If you are a decent person, you're a decent person. If you're a piece of shit, you're a fucking piece of shit, man. And for every decision you make in life, you're going to have some type of consequence. It's either going to be positive, negative, or neutral, period. That's the end of that discussion. Every time you take a breath, every time you turn your eye somewhere, every time you take a bite of food, whatever you do in life is going to have a consequence. I'd rather most of them be positive. I'm tired of fighting shit, man. This is why I don't do things like go to the fucking protests and rallies, because people in big numbers turn fucking stupid and assholey. I don't want to encounter it. I'm fucking old, man. I want to sit back, have my tea, and relax, and try to steer clear of the alcohol. Yeah, I know I've rambled a lot. It's already going on 34 minutes, so I'm going to let it off there. That's a synopsis of what's in my bags for the panfish. Thanks, guys.